Hey everybody, it's Lauren and Russ here on the Infectious Groove music channel, and we did a video just the other day of 5 great albums released in 1983, and Lauren said, well, I would like to follow that up with 5 great singles released in 1983. The same rules apply here as that video before, where this is not, I don't believe you were saying these are the 5 greatest singles from 1983. No, just 5 great ones. So the comment section is always open for, hey, here's some other songs I loved from 1983. The only difference, though, is the video that I did by myself was 5 great albums that were released in that year. With this one, the single itself was released in 83, right?
Yeah.
So the record could have come from the year before,
right,
or whatever. Having said that, you are kicking off with a single from an album that was released in 83 for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I promise you, we did not, I didn't cheat off of his paper or anything. Yeah. But the first one I want to talk about is Church of the Poison Mind by Culture Club. So and good. It's like, I will tell you this much. You say this a lot about some of my favorite artists. Mm-hmm. I've always kind of been Culture Club adjacent. Yeah. And I hadn't really heard this song until recently. And I was like, man, that is a jam. It might be my favorite Culture Club song.
Well, it's... and this is why I love that we don't discuss this before we get in front of the camera. It's your song. It's a super upbeat, peppy song with really sad lyrics.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, that tracks.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. And full disclosure, a lot of Culture Club is that way. Mm-hmm. But this might be the most upbeat song they do. Yeah. Because all Culture Club songs, if you don't know about it, Google it. They're all about the same thing. They're all about a very, very upsetting relationship with Boy George was involved in. And this is probably the most upbeat one of all of them. So that it checks out.
Okay.
That you would
That's
love
wonderful.
This. So Church of the Poison Mind is your first one. The next one is from a ridiculously good album.
Ridiculously good, yes. And of course, we're talking Men at Work. And the single I'm going with is It's a Mistake. And it's another thing that tracks, I think, for me enjoying it, because it's got that upbeat sort of reggae bop to it. But it's totally... lyrically, it's like a middle manager in the military being like, oh, why did we do that?
Right, yeah. Yeah, and it's a fun, upbeat way to handle a topic that was handled in many different ways in the 80s, right? Like that one way is a little bit different way to handle it. Now, the next one is from a band that I think everybody knows for one hit. And now this will flip-flop what you were saying about Church of the Poison Mind. I always think of that one song when I think of this band. And you were like hardcore, like, no, you have to hear this song instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely... Spandau Ballet, and like everybody knows True. But,
I was going to say, everybody watching is like, True.
But no, listen to Gold. Gold, it's such a good song. I have this little like head flip dance move that I can't help but do when I listen to this song. Also, like, yeah, it's good. But like, Spandau Ballet doesn't get enough credit for how good they actually were.
Right.
So check out Gold and let me know what you think.
That's a good one to check out. The next one that you have on the list is also from a record that I included, but I didn't really touch on this song too much in my video. I think this is one of the coolest intros I've ever heard in my entire life. Sorry, Offspring. It's not your intro. It's Def Leppard's intro. But I love that. Besides the intro to the song, the very top of the song, I'm a sucker for a drum intro. So all the sound right after that. And like I told you, for some reason, this is like a dangerous sounding song, or was to me when I was 8. So what song am I talking about?
Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. Yep. And here's, Joe Elliott got the title for this song from a church hymnal.
Right.
Because I didn't know that because I was seeing like in church hymnals, I'd see the title Rock of Ages, and I was like, isn't that a Def Leppard song? Well, I did it backwards in my brain.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. I did the same thing, too. I was like, wait, that can't be right.
Right.
Yeah, when I saw, and then I was like, oh, they took the name from,
Yeah, he did that.
But I was saying in my albums video that Photograph laid down the blueprint for, like, how to do a pop rock mainstream song. But this song was really mainstream, too. Like, I would say this is harder rock, I feel like, than Photograph, but it was still really, really, really mainstream. Now, this is one of the... I don't really like using the word weird, but this group is kind of weird. They're out there.
They're a little weird.
But one of the things about this song is this is, to me, one of those songs in history that was so popular, and I don't think anybody was thinking about what it was really about.
No. She's a Beauty by the Tubes. Yeah, it's about It's about paying $1
Yeah.
to talk to,
Yeah,
you know, and
How do we say this? If this song was out today, it would be about OnlyFans.
it would be.
That's-
Yeah.
That is what the song.
That's absolutely
yeah.
fair. And, you know, knowing kind of like the specific incident that led to the writing of this
Right.
song, you get to talk to a pretty girl. It was unclothed.
Well,
that
yeah.
was the line. And
Yeah.
so now I can't hear it without
Yeah.
hearing. So.
Well, what's funny is I talked in my video too about Shebop, about
Mm-hmm.
how for like 15 years later I was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
right. But I feel like when Shebop was out, I'm certain adults knew, and I just as a kid I didn't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as a kid I didn't know what this song was about, but I feel like none of the adults did either.
No, I mean,
Like,
it's just like, oh, look,
yeah.
she's one in a million girls.
Right, yeah. Like I don't think anybody really listened to the lyrics of it.
Yeah.
But like we said at the top of the video, these are just 5 great songs. 83 was a ridiculous year for music. So if you have other songs that you loved from 1983, or if you love these too, and you have other comments on them, leave them below. This is kind of just the very beginning of a series that someone suggested on Twitter. So we would be happy to go through and do these for more years. So if you have a year that you'd like us to hit before, we certainly don't have to go in order. Let us know what year you'd like us to do, and we'll do a pair of videos on them. Because we love the interaction and the likes and all that stuff is great, but it's really the community and the interaction is what we like more than anything. So leave that in the comments for us below. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.